you go. You want a straw?
Yes.
One straw. Boom.
Metal straw. Freaky.
We're fancy.
I'm a little nervous.
Oh, that's to be expected. First time out?
I think so. Plus, I've never done this kind of thing before.
You get the hang of it pretty quickly. It's good for you.
I mean, I've done public readings, but not...
Writer?
Yes.
You'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Latvia.
Latvia? Oh, very cool. Sphinx!
You know Latvian?
I've been around.
Sphinx is informal. Latvian is safer.
Latvian.
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 Better.
I think you're up.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
What about the two of them?
They'll get their turn. You seem ready.
Alrighty.
Don't worry, the band helps a lot.
They'll follow me?
Yeah. Yeah, they're really good. Just let it all out, Susan. Keep talking. Don't be afraid to go deep.
During the pandemic, when the lockdown hit, I had just separated from my husband, and I had fled to the Baltics. I was alone in a new home. My grandmama's giant ranch house in the middle of a white forest in Latvia. So this is the story of how I went a little bit crazy, living alone in the pandemic. My grandmother's house stands beyond a grove of thin white birch trees. You can hear the bark, it rolls up like a cigar. You can press into your lips, whistle a birchbird song, coming up the drive. White gravel crunches at your feet. One gets in your shoe, nibbles at your toes. And the birds, the air is latticed with birds of brilliant colors, cerulean crests, vermilion breasts, and butterflies flutter by in bursts of ochre and amber. Now I have been in Finland at a blacksmithing festival, researching my next novel, and I didn't have any money, and the flights were a mess, and I didn't have any reason to go back to New York, and so I went to Latvia. I never really knew my grandmama. A static birthday phone call every year or two. My mother said she'd always been a hermit. My grandpapa left them both, and when she died some 6 years ago, her home was left behind in the trust of a Transylvanian caretaker. And so my grandmother's house stood silent and empty, waiting for me. teeth in chains. I'd sit there in the evening, think of Grandmama doing the same. Did she sit on the left side, or did she sit on the right, or the middle? I sat in the middle, listening to the rising crickets. I think about my grandmama, and I think about my ex. Stare up at the stars and smoke another cigarette. At night, the birch trees stand like dawn. When you're nursing a heartache, sometimes you look back, trying to find the reason your life has gone off track. Parents and grandparents and the branch on a tree, trying to trace the tumor that ended up in me. And the birch trees stand like yes, the birch trees stand like during the days, I drift through the rooms of my grandmama's house, scuffling through closets and cupboards, excavating her mad collection of knickknacks and relics and oddball curios. The house was packed with hoardfuls of jewels and junk, nautilus shells, metal matchbox cars, templates and puzzles, and peculiar pastry tools. An astounding exhibition of devil and dragon and demon figurines, disturbing little icons gathered from all around the world. There was this one cute green dragon that I loved, Pookies, a Latvian household dragon that steals and hoards treasures for her master. Legend said if you didn't feed her for her service, she'd burn your house down. I named her Pookie and put her on my nightstand. Hello, Miss Susan. I have such wonders to share with you, sweet precious trinkets and treasures. Look here, look here, look here, look here. Vinyl, a cobweb closet full of stacks of dusty vinyl and a Technics SP10. I fill the house with music. I can play music as loud as I want. There's no one to tell me to turn it down. I danced and screamed. I'm alone, I'm alive, I'm alright. Hang grills and backseat line, 9 recordings of Winter Rifle, Billie Holiday, mud on the tracks and rumors. Curated collection for a broken heart. And books, my God, this woman's books. Every room floor to ceiling, stacks and stacks of books. Have you ever fallen in love with someone when you're looking at their books? But they were totally disorganized. Just chaos everywhere. My little OCD brain lit up and I became a little librarian.
Yes, please, Miss Susan. Tidy, tidy, tidy. Tidy, tidy. Tidy, tidy.
Fiction, fiction, non-fiction, non-fiction, fiction, fiction, non-fiction, non-fiction, Latvian, Latvian, fiction, non-fiction, fiction, non-fiction, Latvian, 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 fiction, 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 non-fiction, non-fiction. Non-fiction is harder than fiction. After the first few days, I had them separated by room, and then it was time to alphabetize. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Nothing beats alphabetical order. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, G, K, J, J, H, L, M, U. Atwood, Austin, Bronte and Bronte, Didion, Jackson, so much good stuff. Butler, Lessing, Murdoch, Morrison, Oates, Woodhill, and a surprising number of trashy romance novels by Danielle Steele. There were men too, mostly sci-fi guys, beats and poets. Bukowski, Cummings, Bradbury, Kerouac, Civic. Poetry got its own section. 6 solid shelves of thin modernist volumes, no collected works, always original editions. In some of the books I find newspaper clippings of obituaries. On Raymond Carter's, she had written a sad day. A sad day, green Sharpie. Plays? Not that many plays. But non-fiction, oh man, Grandmama's interests were all over the place. Certain themes started to emerge. Landscape architecture, interior design, animism, trickster myths, and fairy tales, including several lavishly illustrated editions of The 3 Little Pigs, erotica and polyamory, Grandmama. Jungian psychology, drugs and disease, mental health. Autobiographies by people who tried to take their lives, and biographies of people who did. Depression runs in my family. Depression and addiction. I suppose I should also mention here that during my time in Latvia, I also had with me an absolutely atrocious amount of weed. It was given to me by a truck of a man in Finland. A gigantic Ziploc bag filled with the stickiest, skunkiest weed you can imagine. I met him in a sauna, drinking 176 proof Balkan vodka.
Susan, you drink vodka, you be strong like me.
He liked me. Nothing happened. But it was fun to flirt. I think he was the last human I touched. So there was the weed, and then there was the wine.
Susan, I know you like this. Special bottles, special.
8 magnificent giant glass jugs of red currant wine hiding in my grandmama's basement. It became my nightly ritual. Me and my weed and my red currant wine, swinging on the porch, swinging, feeling so fine, staring at the shimmering stars all alone. And the day to night, my mind was so scattered I couldn't focus on novels, my own or anyone else's, but this fractured rhythm of poetry was a ball. I could stare at a single page of dancing words for hours, feeling the tips of grandma's fingertips on the ink, feeling her breath in the flapping turn of the page, feeling her whisper to me, the cryptic underlinings, this strange century, search for the souls of the storms, demons are death in life. Stumble in the kitchen, make myself a little snack. The only grocery store around was oddly gourmet. I went once a week, armoring myself in sunglasses, headphones, and bandage bandana, watching the unhuman shapes of suspicion and attachment as I gathered unusual Slavic delicacies to be consumed in a drunken daze. Dill, herring, borscht, dancing on a time. I didn't really eat meals, just little snacklets through the day.
Well, look at that, folks. She's eating almond butter and fig jam right out of the fucking jar.
Friends kept checking in, but I started projecting an aura of reclusiveness. early,
or just not showing up at all.
declining social and professional opportunities with a vague whisper of a dream interiority. I'm in a quiet place right now. Julian and I had one text exchange right when it happened. Julian, that's my ex. Just checking in, are you okay? He had moved to another state, to some dull beige place for work, and that was when the troubles began. He wanted to go, I wanted to stay put. I can't leave, Julian, my life is here, I don't know what to do, she says before scrambling off to Finland right after he left. Yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay. Crazy spiralized face emoji.
Me and my weed and my red currant wine, sitting on the porch swing, feeling so fine, staring at the shimmering stars all alone.
Then a Thursday, then a Monday, then a Tuesday, then a Sunday, watching the death toll rise. In my darkest moments, I wanted the numbers to get higher. One of the first adult books I ever read was The Stand. 99.4% of the population wiped clean, burn it all down, start anew. Refresh. I fantasized about emerging from my house in the forest into an apocalyptic landscape. Fantasized about going crazy at the end of the world. Julian always said I had a darkness inside. Yes. Some nights were filled with an abounding joy, reveling at the absurdity of my situation, alone in a birch tree forest in Latvia as the world slowly crumbled apart. I had decked myself out in my grandmother's Where are the crickets now, little wires?
Time for bed!
Crazy person coming in, I stumble in and clutch the wall. This house is too big for me, the hall looms so long, I slide and fall. The crystal shatters shards in 1,000 directions. If the crystal had a soul, I'd have now 1,000 souls scattered all across the kitchen floor. And if the house has a soul, was the crystal part of that soul? Is it hurting now? Am I a part of the soul of this house? Am I a part of the soul of this world? And if I once shared a soul, what is left after the break?
Crazy. I'm crazy for
Grandpapa, is that you?
crazy.
You abandoned them!
Crazy for feeling
How could you leave them?
crazy.
Reach out, pull back, reach out, pull back. So fucking crazy. The cigarette burns my arm. I can feel the burn. This is why he left me. I know. I know.
Find out, fuck around, find out, fuck around, find out. Fuck around, find out, fuck around, find out, fuck around, find out. Fuck around, find out, fuck around, find out, fuck around, find out.
One morning, I wake up on the floor next to the bed. Almost made it. I stared into the decaying dust village underneath and I spied something curious. An unbound sheaf of yellow typewritten pages tucked underneath a stack of Time Life the Enchanted World hardcovers. Smells of cardamom. The berries and the plums, the end of a wartime romance by Zelma Natalia Bergevitz.
Hello, Susan.
Hello, Grandmama.
I haven't seen you since you were a little girl.
That's Zelma. My grandmama.
Are you eating enough? You look thin.
I didn't know you were a writer too.
Oh, that. Just a diversion. A little old person's project. Practicing my English to keep my mind sharp. You've got to have something to do, Susan.
I spent the whole day on the dusty floor reading every page. It was the story of my grandmama and grandpapa, how they met and fell in love, and how they parted ways as they were fleeing Latvia, Russians on one side, Nazis on the other. A hay-truck escape, as the berries and plums of their orchard were bursting with ripeness.
A summer day. Wooden fence against a clear blue sky. Flowers and bees. Burnt yellow grass beneath white birch trees. Clay truck is waiting. There's no room for our bags. Cannon fire coming closer. His eyes so far away. He lays me down in the hay. Rests his fingers upon my cheek. Smiles so sweetly as breaks my heart, and says,
I can't leave yet. The berries and the plums, their harvest time has come. You must sail away without me, and I'll come and find you both when all the work I have is done. Someday, when all my troubles here are over.
he always said in darkness, demons lurking underneath his skin. Everyone knew the sadness he hid behind the grin. Late nights in the dark, pounding metal, drinking wine, stumbling through the smoke, putting his arms against the forge. I'd listen at the door, hear his screams and sobs, whisper to the child inside of me, help me pray for him.
I can't leave yet. The berries and the plums, their harvest time has come. You must sail away without me, and I'll come find you both when all the work I have is done. Someday, when all my troubles here are over.
That my love had given himself, that he had lost his fight. I kissed him on the neck, right under his ear, knowing it's the last time and the last thing I'll hear is, I can't leave yet. The berries and the plums, their harvest time has come. You must sail
Away without me, and I'll come find you both when all the work I have is done. Someday, when all my troubles here are over. Someday, when all my troubles here are over.
I went to Latvia to run away from myself. But instead I found myself the ghost of my grandpapa. You can't escape your ancestors. Blood runs too deep. There's still so much more about their lives I want to know. Tiny child Zelma running through fields of tulips, the stoic young Eric in his army uniform, the story of Zelma's return to Latvia after my mother was grown. My mother knows some of these stories, but she doesn't talk about it. She had issues with her mother. So sorry, Grandmama.
That's all right, Susan. After all, who says it's true?
Sometimes I see my grandmama outside that barn door. She unsheaths a thick Latvian sword, protecting her child from the darkness. Sometimes I see Julian there instead. Sword raised against the demon inside of me, the demon that led him to leave me. That led me to leave him.
Time's up. You did good.
I think maybe I'm not the hero in this story. I think maybe I'm the wolf.
You want a stick?
What?
Swivel stick. They're fun.
Sure. What the heck?
Here you go. So what do you think?
Oh yeah, this place is cool. This whole open mic confessional thing. The ghosts are trippy.
Why, thank you. We try to keep things interesting.
It's like a puzzle, right? I'm pretty good at puzzles.
I bet.
I'm Sadie.
Yep.
Have I been here before? Is this a dream? It's the craziest thing. Like, I don't even know what year it is.
It's a little different for everyone.
Hey. Hey.
Excuse me. Another drink, sir?
Hey, I know you, buddy. I know who you are, buddy.
Indeed, sir.
I've seen you around.
Of course, sir.
I'm on to you, buddy.
Very good, sir. So, what do you say, Sadie? You gonna give us a song?
Sure seems inevitable.
That's the spirit.
Do they know what key we're starting in?
What do you like?
Oh, G minor.
Popular choice. Mona, strike up that G minor goth groove I love so much.
Here we go.
Just let it all out, Sadie. Keep talking. And don't be afraid to go deep.
During the pandemic, when the lockdown hit, I had just separated from my girlfriend, and I had fled to the desert. I was alone in a new home, a mid-century adobe house in a valley outside Taos, New Mexico. So this is the story of how I went a little bit crazy, living alone in the pandemic. So the house was my aunt's house. She had been traveling in Korea, and they were just doing so much better than us in every way. So she stayed there, but she knew I was going through a tough time with my breakup. So she offered me her place, so kind. I accepted, thank you, Auntie. And the house was fucking great.
big grass bed, comfy leather couch, big TV, freestyle kitchen, and a hot tub out back where I could gaze into the sky all night long. So many stars to behold. I smile at them and they blink with crystalline red eyes. And the coyotes howl and the moths glitter and flicker while the wind chimes whisper lullabies all night long. During the day, the sun screams out of cacti, come storms of dust in your eyes, and the mountains in the distance stand like gods. All of which is to say, it was all quite stunning. All of which is to say, it was a fantastic place, and all in all, this was a setting that really should have been quite conducive to tender heart healing and positive mental health. And yet, for the first time ever, I was truly and totally alone. There was suddenly so much time and nothing to fill it. So I spent the majority of my time in Taos building a digital replica of my grandparents' house inside one of those cute and obsessive life simulation video games. In the game, you are the caretaker of a small, idyllic sword and sorcery village. Enchanted time before the fall of bad thinking, and you are responsible for the upkeep of the charming grounds, the care and happiness of all your cute and cuddly little neighbors. Whoa! Hey, Sadie! Hi, Zippy! It's another beautiful day! That's Zippy. He's my favorite villager. He's a hedgehog, I think. Oh, come on, Sadie! I'm a badger! Everyone in the village was a cute little animal. I was a little pig, of course. I have an idea! What? Let's dance!
Say, your house is really coming along.
My house was this little split-level ranch house right on the lake, modeled precisely on my grandparents' house in Vermilion, Ohio. The house of my childhood summers. The house of my childhood happiness. I was inspired by my aunt's collection of photo albums, all labeled by years, filled with pictures of holidays and occasions at my grandparents' house. I would stand for hours, scouring the backgrounds, looking for things I could recreate with the game's customizable database. A black face with lilies on the side, a wooden statuette of an old man with a knapsack, a brass magnifying glass with a cowboy boot handle. I wanted to get everything just right, a perfect digital replica. I've always been pretty OCD. It used to drive Jasmine crazy. See, there's this clicking in my head when certain things line up and like it's corporate life. And there is order. In the game, my special specialty was carpentry. My grandfather had been a luthier, so I modeled the master carpenter on him.
I make mandolins, cellos, dulcimers, and lutes. I can turn a stick into a stirring alto flute. I can make violas that sound really pretty. I can even make a very special hurdy-gurdy.
Grandpa's hurdy-gurdy, this crazy violin in a box. He kept it in the downstairs closet underneath some shoes. He only brought it out when I was feeling kind of blue. And every Halloween, he would let me turn the crank while he and Grandma passed out brand new pennies from the bank. Grandpa instilled in me a deep respect for wood.
Remember, Sadie, we don't play the instrument. The instrument plays us. We are merely vessels, the conduits through which the spirit of the wood chooses to sleep.
Sneaking into Grandpa's shed just to smell the wood. Running my hand through the sawdust, watching it sift through my fingers in the sunlight.
Hey, Sadie, what do you say we go spar? Ha! I want to try out the new wooden shield my best friend gave me.
Zippy was really into physical activity, like chasing butterflies, or doing jumping jacks, or practicing for the jousting tournament. At first, it kind of annoyed me. I was never really into jock stuff, but then I started to appreciate how motivational he was.
Happy body, happy brain.
Which is ironic because I was just sitting on my ass playing a video game.
Blank time, let's go.
And checking to see if Jasmine had texted. Jasmine, that's my ex. Now I had tried her when everything went down, just checking in, are you okay? But she hadn't texted back yet.
We plank, until our minds go blank. We plank, until our minds go blank. Wow!
Nice one, Zippy.
Fantastic!
After the first month or so, the mechanics and rituals of the game started to seep into my everyday life. In the game, you had to perform various chores each day to keep everything and everyone looking and feeling spiffy.
Cut down trees, gather fruit, gather mushrooms, collect honey once you unlock the beekeeper tree. Feed the goblins, dig up relics, check the grimoire for new crafting recipes. Go to the woodshed, make your wares, sell them at the market.
And then, in my actual life, I also had to do certain things each day to keep my mind and body okay.
Wake up, get out of bed, make tea, do the dishes, exercise, shower, drink water, eat a small midday meal, go outside, take a walk, ride my bike, play the guitar, cook dinner, read a book, journal, go to bed. See, there's this clicking in my head when certain things line up, when leg is put with leg, and there is order.
I spent so much time making this perfect schedule, gamifying my life, but I don't think I actually did it all even once. I'd had the same problem in before times, only then it was Jasmine who kept messing up my routines. She was always so spontaneous, and sometimes I just couldn't deal.
She'd ignore my spreadsheets, show up at random times, put dishes back in willy-nilly places, put eggs on the bottom shelf, tell long stories when we're trying to get out the door, ask about my feelings at times when I didn't even understand what my own feelings were.
Things were so much easier in the game. The only annoying thing in the game was Mr. Lupus.
Hey, Tigo!
He was always breathing down my neck.
You still owe me 7,000 coins for that retro jacuzzi.
Mr. Lupus was the village's capitalist overlord.
Better get back to the woodshed. Life is time and time is coins. And time is ticking. So better get those coins to clinking.
He had all these pedantic cutscenes you couldn't skip through. He was always in a huff.
Don't let Mr. Lucas hear you say that! He's got a mean temper!
Thanks for looking out, Zippy. The game could be kind of grindy be, but it was still better than real life. Once a week, I'd get a phone call from my mother back in Ohio. She was in a state of perpetual despair.
Well, I've got nothing to tell you. There's nothing to report. There's nothing to say because there's nothing to do.
And I'd say, no, Mom, you're still alive. You have to live. You have to live. I'd see myself reflected in her and it would drive me crazy. Take up a hobby, learn something new, bake, garden, read, knit, exercise. Of course, I didn't tell her that my lockdown project was reconstructing her mother's house in a video game, which would have appalled my grandmother. Such a wasteful.
Oh, Sadie, you're still just adjusting to single life, not having someone else around all the time to absorb all your worst thoughts. Maybe you should try dating.
The world is
No, Sadie, you're still alive. You have to live. You have to live.
So after 6 months of not touching another human and one particularly depressing phone call with my mom, I got on the apps. Making profiles was fun. All of these idealized avatar versions of myself, but man, when it came to actually messaging with people, I was a disaster. My sense of humor was gone. My style spark and spunk. Because I realized that now my entire sense of humor was based on life with Jasmine. So when I tried to make a joke, I would realize that that joke was a joke I'd had with Jasmine. And so I would feel a fraud.
Sometimes like I thought it's the same.
Like I was betraying our secret language.
Sometimes like I thought it's gone.
There were emojis I couldn't use anymore. Devil, gecko, wink face. I tried getting into the new ones. Leopard, sunflower, squid. But fuck, the old ones were still the best ones, you know?
Sometimes like I thought it's the same. Sometimes like I thought it's gone.
Times feels half me miss. Times feels half me gone. So that's an example of the kind of thing I learned you shouldn't say while messaging someone on a dating app. I never actually went on any dates. Instead, I just stayed home, playing my game, and checking to see if Jasmine had texted back.
Yeah, geez, Sadie, you've been kind of a downer lately.
Wow, thanks, Zippy.
Oh, just joshing. We love you. Mwah. Everyone's so excited for karaoke nights.
Come on up, come on up. We got everyone's favorite tunes. But if you want to play, you gotta pay. So you better go earn that coin.
My grandparents used to love karaoke. Their friends would come over and sing all the old hits while I ran around freshening everyone's drinks. So I set up a little karaoke bar in the game.
Now who wants some mezcal?
On my third night in the desert, I found 8 cases of New Mexican mezcal that my aunt had stashed away in her basement.
2 mezcals, neat.
I'd never been much of a drinker before, but boy, did lockdown change that. Cheers.
Tastes like campfire.
How about this karaoke band we got here, huh? All right, who's first up? Oh, we got Grandma. Grandma, come on down. Grandma's gonna take us all the way back with 2 soup. Big hand for Grandma.
For this to fall apart, don't break my heart. When it's barely found its beat, it's too soon. I just picked up my pen, you just taught me to sing again. I thought I saw a smile on your lips just before you walked away through the street where shadows low. How could you go? It's too soon.
Jasmine still hasn't texted. Oh, sorry, Sadie. She hasn't posted anything either. It's like the only way I even know she's alive is Spotify. Oh, she's listening to Kate Bush. She misses me. Oh, she's listening to Sonic Youth. She's angry. Oh, she's listening to Al Green and Sade at 11 p.m. on a Saturday night. Oh, fuck! She's making out with someone. I mean, it's right there. I can look whenever I want.
You can also unfollow her.
Just don't want it to be over. I just don't want it to end. No, I just don't want it to be over. I just don't want it to end.
Honestly, I don't even miss sex.
Oh, jeez.
I just miss touch. Cuddles and snuggles. Caresses and strokes. Fiddling with her arm hair. Tracing the cat scratches on her ribs. Playing tiny wrestling. Telling stories through touch. God, I just want to touch her one more time.
I can't quite remember the last time that I wrote a love song quite as terrible as this.
Now give me a kiss. It's too
Oh God, Jasmine, what the fuck am I gonna do?
don't want it to be over. I just don't want it to end. I just don't want it to be over. I just don't want it to end.
No, I just don't want it to be over.
Hey, hey, you didn't pay the point fee! Get off that stage!
Don't want it to
Hey, hey, you didn't pay the point fee! Get off that stage!
just don't want it to be over.
Hey, hey, you didn't pay the point fee! Get off that stage!
Just don't want it to end.
Abominable behavior! That's it! Your karaoke privileges are revoked. Way to ruin it for everyone, piggo.
After the karaoke incident, I started to feel like my villagers were getting sick of me. Hey, Zippy.
Oh, hi, Sadie. I'm being alone with my thoughts today.
My time played was averaging around 14 hours a day by this point. But I had a lot of work to do. I decided to make something special for my villagers. A carnival. In my grandparents' town every summer there came a carnival for the festival of fish. My sister and I would eat fried cod and french fries with vinegar, throwing ping pong balls and goldfish bowls and flying through
right up, step right up to the House of Mirrors. Come, ride the death-defying Matterhorn!
And, of course, hitting the arcade. This one time when I was 11, my grandma gave me a roll of quarters. She was a little bit crazy about coins. Grandpa had his woodshed and Grandma had her coins. She'd sit at the dining room table with huge plastic cheese puff tubs, spilling out with coins, collecting state quarters, and checking the years on her pennies. For hamburger, she said.
For hamburgers, lady, eat as much as you can.
But this was the first time that she'd given me this much money. $10 whole dollars.
$10! Quarters, $10!
That's what the rule said. When you give a kid money, it's cool to do it in a cool form.
And don't go spending it all on video games, Sadie.
I won't, Grandpa. And I meant it. I was gonna save it for something special. So when I got to the arcade, I said one game of Miss Pac-Man and that's it. But this time they had a row of those machines where you put in a quarter and it rolls down a little slide and lands in front of a little pushing machine that pushes everything to the edge.
Come, try your hand at the coin pusher. Fortune and delight await.
Quarters, prizes, treats, dollars.
So many quarters, and they're all right there on a razor's edge, just about to fall. And if something falls, you win it. The coin pusher took 7 seconds.
Every 7 seconds.
Quarter and roll, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls, nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls, nothing falls. I could see that if I kept pouring quarters in, I could win. Quarter and roll, clink. Push, 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 push. 2 quarters fall. Okay, 3 and 2 out, 1 down. Stick around, 1 might fall. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls, nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. 2 quarters fall. Okay, 5 and 3 out, 2 down. Stick around, 1 might fall. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. 1 quarter falls. Clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. 3 quarters falls. Clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. 3 quarters falls. Clink, clink, push, 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 push. 2 quarters falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, push, 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 push. Nothing falls. Quarter and roll, clink, clink. Push, 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 push. Until all 40 quarters were gone. Just gone. 63 in, 23 out, 40 down. I held the empty orange wrapper in my hands, torn in a spiral. What happened? Where did I go? I am 11. I walk home, past the dock, past the putt-putt courts, over the river, and through the woods, to the white gravel driveway of my grandparents' house, where Grandma sits at the dining room table waiting for me, and Grandpa whittles in his perfect brown leather recliner. Please don't ask me about the carnival.
Sadie, honey, how's the carnival?
Please don't ask me what I did.
What did you do, Sadie?
Please don't ask me where my roll of quarters went.
You didn't spend all your quarters, did you?
See, there's this clicking in my head
Sadie?
when certain things line up,
What's that, Grandma? Did our little girl do something foolish?
and like is put with like and there's order.
Oh, Sadie.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't help it. There is a me in charge of me sometimes that is not me. I always thought that these clicks were just a funny quirk, but maybe it's more serious than I thought. 14 hours a day.
Oh, Sadie, you're always welcome in the village.
I still play. I still play a lot. My heart broke, and then the world broke, and then my brain broke too. And I don't know which one to blame. I just know I'm not the same. I've been drifting through the haze, drifting through the haze. Sometimes it feels like this is not my life, but someone else's life. A phantom pantomime of my true life. And I don't know how to get back. Sometimes I try
You like a brick?
Fucking smart guy.
Listen, I'm just here for you, Beckett.
Yeah, I know all about it. You'll huff and you'll puff.
That's an over-dramatization.
But listen, I figured some stuff out.
What do you need, Beckett? You need me big? You need me bad?
I don't need anything from you, buddy. I know how this tale ends.
There's a lot of variations. You gonna give us yours?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Let's go.
Right now?
It's on.
You gonna bring it?
You're not ready for Brick Boy.
G minor?
That's the one.
That's my guy! Hold it, G minor, brick bop! Just let it all out, Beckett.
That's right.
Keep talking, and don't be afraid to go deep!
During the pandemic, when the lockdown hit, I had just separated from my wife, and I had fled from everything. I was alone in a new home, a tiny studio apartment in a red brick basement in Brooklyn. So this is the story of how I went a little bit crazy, living alone in the pandemic. It's hard, man. So fucking hard. After Jackie and I split up, Jackie, that's my ex, I spent a couple months just drifting. Awkward couches of friends, various sad Airbnbs, lonely cheap hotels. But when I finally got my own place, I thought, okay, new space, new life, new face. No more time but doom and despair. I will renew myself now. There is still life within me, there is love within me. If I work on myself now, there will be new love just waiting for me somewhere. I will become a better person. I will learn from my mistakes. I will reach out to all my friends. I will take care of myself. I will become a better person. I will learn from my mistakes. I will reach out to all my friends. I will take care of myself. And I will make my bed. And I will meet people. I will be out in the world. I will vibe. I will thrive. I will finally be alive. I will become actualized. I will finally realize myself. I will learn to love new people. And I will learn how to be loved. But then the lockdown hit and I was alone. In a new home. In my new bachelor pad. And I thought, okay. So that's not happening. Okay. Assess. Reset. You got this. My new place was humble. Just a little Utah shake room. In the basement of a butcher's shop, one little window looking out on a graveyard. It was the first place I found. I didn't have any furniture, I let Jackie have it all. Wanted to be as low conflict as possible, so all I had was a bunch of frayed cardboard boxes, borrowed from a friend who had just left a poet. They had Sharpie scrawls all over them, naming rooms that I didn't have. Office, attic, den. I started out sleeping on the floor, thinking, okay, tomorrow I'll run out to the store. Get an air mattress or something. I don't know, I just kind of got used to it. It felt monastic. Like I was doing penance.
Such a good boy.
Oh yeah, the place has spiders too.
Home for the darkness within.
I named her Sheila. It's so fucking basic.
You belong here with the spiders, hidden away in the basement with other cursed things.
I had this ratty old blanket from when I was a kid. I'd lay there in the dark thinking about all the things I was sorry for.
Hey, Beckett, it's work. Wow, this is crazy, right? Anyway, just wanted to check in. We're still doing team meetings at 4. We'll send you a link.
I had plans to, cool the place up, but I just kind of lost my drive. I ordered some basics on Amazon. A beanbag chair, a bath mat, couple saucepans, a colander. Not like I cooked. Honestly, the grocery store freaked me out and I really didn't want to leave the house. There's death out there. Actual, literal death. I can hear it going door to door. Yeah, no thanks. Mostly I did delivery. A lot of delivery. Track the driver on my phone, watching about the peephole, waiting till they're gone. Crack open the door, snatch my food, slam it shut. Sanitize. Eat my dead little plastic fork. Reclining on my boxes while binging old horror movies. Night of the Living Dead, Bride of Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. Hello, is anyone home? Got some packages for you. Just leave them out the door.
Hey, Beckett, it's your sister. I just got a call from Ireland. It's Gran and Gramps. They died. This fucking thing. Give me a call.
Gramps. Fuck. I had lost touch with my grandparents. They were this mad old hermit couple that lived in Ireland, County Cork. Gramps had been a stonemason. Their backyard was this insane rock sanctuary. Giant boulders and cairns set up in arcane formations. Sacred geometry.
Listen to the stone, lay your hands upon the stone, for the stone stands watch for 1,000 years. Listen to the stone, see the sparkle on the stone, for the stone will never die.
In the center, he had built a cloacon, one of those beehive-shaped stone huts that Celtic monks and old Luke Skywalker lived in. I visited them once on a backpacking trip after my dad died. Gramps and I spent a whole night in the hut, sucking down plum brandy and singing Irish ditties while we grieved.
Listen to the stone, lay your hands upon the stone, for the stone stands watch for 1,000 years. Listen to the stone, see the sparkle on the stone, for the stone will never die.
How sweetly he used to hum. Your grandfather's brandy recitals are legendary amongst us spiders.
I suppose I should also mention here that my new local liquor store had the exact brand of plum brandy my Gramps used to drink, and they delivered 8 bottles in a case. It became a nightly ritual.
Yes, Beckett, enjoy yourself. You deserve it.
Gran had been mystical too. Her thing was crystals, quartz, amethyst, malachite, tiger's eye, tuning her spirit to their energies. A couple of weeks after they passed, I got a package. It was Gran's pendulum. A piece of deep blue lapis lazuli strung on a silver chain, swinging back and forth and round,
swinging back and forth and round and round. Gran and Gramps had gone deep mystic after their son died, looking for answers in the stones.
I never knew my parents. My mother was Ungoliant, the gloom weaver. She used to gorge herself on the light of the world. Morgoth himself feared her. The crystal suits you, Beckett. Maybe you should pierce an ear and go full on midlife crisis.
Yeah, maybe.
What happened between you and this Jackie? Did you show her the darkness within?
A little bit. I guess I was afraid she'd see more.
Hey, Beckett, it's Jacqueline. Your sister told me about your grandparents. I'm so sorry. Anyway, just checking in. Are you okay?
So many nights I wake up with a scream in my throat, swallow it down, let my love sleep. Try to remember a time when my mind is clean, and the darkness tucked away. My father and I playing matchbox cars, building towers and cities out of books. My love and I cuddling on the couch, building a life out of fantasy. But love never lasts. Love always leaves you in the end. Love never lasts. Love always leaves you in the end. Love always leaves you, and love always leaves you, and love always leaves you in the end. Either the one that you love slips away, sinks into the ground, or into the crowd, or the love in your heart falls apart, withers and waves. My mother at the window in a new black dress, pouring the bottles down the drain. My love and I watching the ticking clock, pouring our hearts out for nothing. The way she looked at me as the hand pressed on my knee, I won't let anyone feel like that again. And if I have to be all alone, that's what I'll be. I can shut out all this darkness and pain. Love always leaves you, and love always leaves you, and love always leaves you in the end. And if I can shut the door, I won't feel like this anymore. Love always leaves you in the end.
And now, this is how things stood. Poor lonely Beckett sat in his basement, stewing in his darkness, sinking further and further into a pit of self-flagellating despair. Meanwhile, Sheila spun her webs, feeding on poor Beckett's gloom. As the wolf slowly circled, devising various schemes to try and get in and devour Beckett whole.
Hello, is anyone home?
Don't move, don't make a sound.
We're looking for Mr. Eric Anderson. This is his last known address. You got any information on him?
Don't let anyone in.
I'm masked. No need to worry.
Stranger at the door, Beckett.
That's death out there!
About once a month or so, he tried to perk himself up through the manic order
time, but we need those reports. Give me a call.
I could feel myself slipping. Oh yeah, I could feel myself slipping hard.
Hey Beckett, it's your sister. I've got some good news for once. We're getting married. Obviously, not gonna do a big wedding, just close friends and family, outside. Hope you can make it. Anyway, give me a call. Haven't heard your voice in a while.
But there's this thing, right? When your mental health is slipping, it's like, how serious is it, really? How serious is it? How serious is it?
Beckett, my collection of flies is growing. Would you mind terribly if I stretched out a bit more?
Maybe I'll go out tomorrow.
I'll just stretch out on this transom.
Hello, sir, Mr. Beckett here. The super sent us. We need access to the
I
meter.
can't do this, Grant.
Come on, buddy, we know you're in there.
Hey Beckett, it's work. Give us a call if you want to discuss our last email. We just hope you're okay.
You don't need them, Beckett. Plenty of work to do here.
Hey Beckett, it's your sister. I'm pregnant. Due in February. I still can't believe it. Did you get the wedding photos we sent?
I need protection.
We need access, buddy!
Go away! Go away! When you're nursing a heartache, sometimes you look back, trying to find the reason your life has gone off track. Parents and grandparents, every branch along the tree, trying to trace the tumor that ended up in me. Why am I like this? Why am I cursed with demons and death?
Stranger at the door, Beckett.
Don't come near me!
Or is the knocking coming from inside the house?
I get it now, Prince! These walls are too thin! Boxes! There's a huge stack of broken down Amazon boxes, plus the boxes from my move. Plenty of materials. I can make a cloak on. Protect myself from others. Protect others from myself.
Yes, Beckett, yes!
Clear out the center. Mark a charm circle as the base. Is this what I should be doing? Counterclockwise. Yes. A house made of stone where I can't hurt anyone. A house made of stone where no one can hurt me. A house made of stone where I can't hurt anyone. A house made of stone where I can't get hurt.
Hey Beckett, it's your sister. When are you gonna come see the baby?
Not now, not now. Finish the hut. Go away!
Yes, Beckett, shut yourself in. Deeper and darker. The basement is mine, all mine!
House made of stone where I can't hurt anyone. A house made of stone where no one can hurt me. A house made of stone where I can't hurt anyone. A house made of stone where I can't get hurt.
Quarter in a row. Quarter in a
House made of stone
I was very young. I faced a demon, a ladybug of glass. It was spring. I was young, and I smote it with a shining sword of onyx and mother of pearl.
Later in life, I faced a second demon, a lion of dandelions and blue triangles. It was summer, I was older, and I smote it with an ashwood longbow strung with spider webs and witch hair.
The third demon came in autumn, a great owl with sparkling spiraled horns. By then my body was lower, but I collected powerful stones, orbs, and talismans, and with their help again, the demon was vanquished.
The fourth demon was a mangy gray wolf.
It was winter.
The sky had folded in on itself,
The fourth demon was a mangy gray wolf.
and this was the demon I danced with. Dance with the wolf, pin a flower to his chest, bite his lip, and caress his neck. This is who you are. It will never go away. So dance with your wolf.
Dance with the wolf, hold him close, squeeze him tight, let your bodies dissolve into sky. This is who you are. It will never go away.
No more the night surrenders to the day. So smile and embrace the darkness.
Sing and scream in its gaping wall.
Offer him branches and blankets.
Hold him as he pounds, ease his pain.
Sit at the loom in your moonlit room and weave your souls together. Else he may fester and fascinate. Else he may and eat you alive. Dance with the wolf, scratch his chinny chin chin, meet his eyes, breathe him in, make him acquaint. Because this is who you are, it will never go away. Beckett?
Beckett, honey, come out of there.
Hey, Gran. Hey, Gramps.
What are you doing in there, Beckett?
Just trying to stay safe, you know?
Oh, honey, you've just been alone too long.
The Three Little Pigs isn't about architecture. You know?
There's never enough time.
Time to go, son. Stay humble. Respect your demons.
Respect your wolf.
And call your sister.
Now make a wish and blow.
last night I had this dream that the three of us were at a cafe.
Three strangers at one table.
One reading a book,
One at their laptop.
One just staring at their coffee.
It was late afternoon.
The sun coming hot through the window.
It was banal and thriving and perfect.
my left hand was resting on the table.
Right next to my right hand.
When I became lost in a
When I
thought,
became lost in a
I
thought,
became lost in a thought.
staring off into space. And as we daydreamed, our pinkies brushed one another.
We were startled,
Startled by the touch.
But we didn't retreat. We let them linger, let them move closer. Slowly, lightly, playfully, let them entwine. Then the third of us reached out their hands,
and the other two reached out their other hands until we all joined, interlocking our pinkies together.
it felt so good to feel
the small rounded warmth of the fingertip.
Of a stranger.
Though in that moment you didn't feel like a stranger,
You felt like family.
And I heard the
and I heard the echoes of our mothers and grandmothers,
and back until converging in a lazy triangle amidst the perfunctory din of a sun.